let me set the atmosphere real quick. I had to go ahead put that background in real quick. If you're new to this live stream, guys, I'm gonna need you to click and hold down that like button, guys. And the name of this one right here, guys, is these are not the only things you need to be prepared for lawn care, but these are the top four things I would consider if you're going to get ready for lawn care. And there will be links in the video so you can go, and not in the video, but down at the bottom where you can go and order some of this stuff. And I am begging you, please, guys, please, if you're going to order anything, use my links. When you use my links, that helps the channel out. If you do a super chat, that helps the channel out. If you so-called use my cash app, and you see it right there, guys, I'm just checking some things here. If you so-called use my cash app, that's the QR code right there. You can scan that. That's even better than the one that they send you for the super chat right there. We got one person that's checked in right now and they saying hi. What's going on? Another live stream, guys. And I hit you with the live streams. I'm gonna still do some long form video, but the live streams I'm trying to get this info to you now. The issue is this, guys. You are waiting for the last minute to try to run out there and get this stuff. And it is either it's gonna already be gone, either they're gonna have a sale on it and it's already sold out, or either you just don't know what to get and you're just waiting for the last minute, or you think you have everything you need. If you're new to the live stream, guys, please hit and hold that like button. Let everybody know that you're watching Bermuda Grass Central, another live stream. Plus, by you hitting that like button, the algorithm will notify other people to come and watch the show tonight. If you're new to the live stream, I said that once before, hit and hold the like button. Here are the four things, guys. It's more than four things, but it's just not these. But these are the top four things I recommend you get. The first thing you will need is a lawn mower. Guys, if you don't have a lawnmower, what are you waiting for? Now, we all know that battery seems to be the lawnmower. I'm not going to say of choice, but that's what the big box stores are pushing right now. Home Depot, Lowe's, and even Walmart. Now, I don't suggest you buying your battery operator or any lawnmower from Walmart. If you're gonna buy one, you get it from Home Depot or Lowe's. But if you order one from Lowe's, they can ship it directly to your house. And if you order anything over $40, it's gonna be shipped directly to your house. So the lawnmower is the first thing. And the lawnmowers that I recommend, if you're buying from Lowe's, if you're buying from my link, I would suggest the Toros. Toros have a good name behind them. They always back up their warranties and stuff like that. And I done had a few of them, and they seem to last for a long, long time. I will tell you that. I got a few down there. You check the push more. Do not buy a push more that is not self-propelled. You are wasting your money. Get off that thing about, oh, I'm gonna get some exercise so I can lose a few pounds. That's bull crap, guys. Nobody does that. Nobody does that. Outcast says, I appreciate the tips purchasing supplies when stuff is on sale here in the Atlanta area. Um all of that talk about I'll just wait. I'll just push the lawnmower to lose weight. That's some bull crap. Always get you a self-propelled lawnmower, either front wheel drive, all wheel drive, or rear wheel drive. I like the rear wheel drive just like muscle cars because they seem to get the job done. All wheel drive are okay, but all wheel drive generally, and this is for me looking, all four wheels don't actually have a motor on them. It's normally this wheel up here and this wheel back here that's going to give you that all wheel drive action. So get you a lawnmower. That's number one. Number two, I have been preaching this, I have been preaching this, and I have been preaching this. The holy grail of lawn care is pre-emergent. It's not anything else. It's pre-emergent, guys. That's the holy grail of lawn care. Pre-emergent is going to be that stuff that's going to keep your yard from being filled with weeds. Pre-emergent will not stop every weed that pops up in your yard. We all know that, but that's going to reduce the amount of weeds you have anywhere from 80 to 90% once you get on that right pre-emergent program. I got a pre-emergent program. It's a video called 96% weed free, and I use three different formulas applied at 4 different times to get me that weed free lawn. All right, guys, if you're new to the live stream, please hit and hold that like button. And remember, if you want to give me a tip, it is called a super chat. You see it down there. You can do that all day, 199 on up. The more, the better. Or you can scan my Cash App tag and send it directly to that, guys. But we got a question here from Rick Stice 7198. Is it too early to put down pre-emergent? I live in Louisville, Kentucky. Temps are fluctuating between 40 and 50 degrees. Pre-emergent generally is not going to work until those temps get above 50 degrees and or higher. All right. If you put it down when it's ice cold like that, you pretty much won't get it to activate like it's supposed to. So yeah, technically it's too late to apply that pre-emergent. Then some people say, well, is it too early? It's too early because all of this is going to be based on the soil temps, guys. Let me get a little sip here. It's all going to be based on the soil temps. My suggestion is 49 degrees and 50 is when I want to apply it, but you need to make sure that you're going to have 4 or 5 days of that particular soil temp in order to get it there. Now, soil temps and outside temps are not the same. So if you're talking about it's 50 degrees outside, what are your soil temps? That's what you need to be worried about when you start applying pre-emergent. You should not be applying any fertilizer at all right now if it's that freaking cold. Now, normally I'm talking about Bermuda grass. You cool season guys, it may be a little bit different, but check into that also. If you got dormant Bermuda grass, do not apply any type of fertilizer, right? So we did the number one, which was the lawnmower. Number two was the pre-emergent. I did recommend, or I do recommend the Sunnyland 007. All right, you can get that from Lowe's. I got a link below. Order. Somebody told me today that they ordered it not yesterday, the day before, and it showed up today, like super fast. All right. This probably came from the local Home Depot. And I also recommend the Yard Master. Yard Master has two formulas, 007. They have a 0.38 prodiamine, and they have a dithiopyr, or dithiopyr, however you pronounce it, formula that you can use. Generally, that that dithiopyr is really going to be closer to spring or February application of that. It's going to be great. All right. I'm also doing a application of pre-emergent in April. That's going to carry over from the application I did in February. If you apply an application in April and you did not apply an application in February, it's pretty much not going to do anything. It's going to be too late. All right. Got a question out here from Charles William, 1143. What about Let's Go? Let's Go does work also. The Let's Go at Home Depot is a pendimethalin formula, which is similar to dithiopyr, but not as great in my using it. But it's a great formula for the people who got a Let's Go and they can't go anywhere else. Excuse me, got a Home Depot and they can't go anywhere else and they want to order a pre-emergent. So you got two places. You got Home Depot and you got Lowe's. Sunnyland is sold at Lowe's. It's a 007. If you don't know what 007 is, 007 is the NPK of that particular product. It's going to be labeled as a fertilizer because it does have one of those numbers, which is 7% potassium or potash. All right, 007 at Home Depot would be the Let's Go. That has the pendimethalin in it. Both of these stores also sell Scott's Halt's pre-emergent. Now, the reason you don't really hear me talk about that a lot is because they just don't have a big bag, or they do have one, but it costs so much. I'm afraid that it's going to scare people off. It has the same formula, pendimethalin in it, that's in the Let's Go at Home Depot. So consider that when you order it. Now, Scott, did you get the professional Sunnyland or what? Tell me which one that you got actually. And if you got any questions, guys, go ahead put them down here in the comments. I'll go ahead and answer those questions for you while we're doing this. So we got two things. We said lawnmower, which I recommend in Toros. If you're gonna get a battery lawnmower, I would get they got the battery Toro and they got the what's the other one? It's a high end one. Come on, guys, help me out. The high end one. Oh my God, what's going on here? That they got a high end one at Lowe's. I can't think of the name of it, but they got Ryobi at Home Depot. If you're gonna get a Ryobi and you go to Home Depot, guys, you got to get that 40 volt. You can't get the 20 volt. You can't get the 18 volt. You got to get that 40 volt, the one with the dual blaze on it. I forget the name of it, but that particular one, they have two models of it. All right, now they did have a recall on that one at Home Depot also, so you got to be aware of that. They did get them all out, and they brought them back in. AHCH, thank you. It's called the Ego lawnmower is at Lowe's. Now understand those lawnmowers do cost a little bit more. All right, they're not going to be cheap. It's not a lawnmower that you can get and for $200 or $300, those lawnmowers tend to cost. All right. So let's see here. We got another question. Dallas weather hits different. That is true. You guys have that dry out, hot weather. Outcast said Greenworks. Greenworks is okay. I don't have an issue with Greenworks. I used it for years. The one with the dual batteries in it. I think I had two 5 amp or two 6 amp batteries in it, and that thing it ran like a beast, especially in the summertime. Now this is I'm just giving you the information that I'm getting. All right, I am no means telling you that Greenworks is not a good lawnmower. I used them for years. Greenworks customer service is not the best at the particular times that I've seen people try to get in touch with them about issues. All right, Toro seems to be a little bit better. Ego is like the top notch of customer lawn care. They like the Mercedes Benz of it. So that's another thing you got to consider when you get those lawnmowers. And if you get the Toros, they have a lot of service centers around the area, so you can get your lawnmower fixed, up and running real quick. So if you get one, just make sure you find a Toro service center close by so you can get those things fixed. Somebody wish me Happy New Year. That's from Ansley 1512. Is that correct? All right. Guys, if you got questions, please put them down here in the comments. And I also need you to hit and hold that like button. And the purpose of this live stream, guys, I am trying to get you prepared for spring. I do not want you to wait until the last minute to run in here trying to buy stuff. Any advice on burning a lawn before spring? If you got a Bermuda grass lawn, I'm going to give you some game. I generally recommend. I'm not gonna say recommend it because some places don't allow it. I've done it. You seen it. You seen my videos. I got 3 years where I did it. If you're going to do it, the best time to do it would have been like November and December. Let me tell you why. It's cooler. It's less likely to get away from you. Easier to put the fire out if it does get away from you. It burns and you feel that heat. You're warm while you're out there. You don't have a lot of debris flying all up in the air, embers or embers, whatever they call them, flying up in the air. And you can, once you burn it, then you can mow your yard. Don't bag up anything. Put a mulching kit on it or a mulching blade and mulch that stuff back into the ground. And that way you get that carbon or that char or biochar for a healthier soil. Remember that. All right. Now, when you wait close to spring, we've been having this up and down weather. And by having up and down weather, hot, cold, you're going to get some new growth that go in there. And I generally don't recommend you trying to burn it with new growth in it. It needs to be totally dormant. Now, here's the thing. When it's totally dormant, you burn it and it burns real crisp and fast. I burned mine because my grass got away from me during the spring, excuse me, during the summer. and it got over 3 inches. My purpose for burning it was to get rid of all that tall grass, so I won't have to be doing all that bagging and dethatching that most people be doing come spring. If you're gonna do it close to spring, you got to make sure you do it before that grass starts to green up. Because once it starts to green up, it's really not going to benefit you to try to burn juicy grass. Juicy green grass is not going to burn. And then even if you got Bermuda grass mixed up in it that's dormant, that dormant grass is not going to burn off like it's supposed to because it's too much moisture from that juicy grass in there. So you got to keep those things in mind while you're doing it. Um, I don't recommend it for a lot of people because a lot of people don't know how to do it. I have people asking me about what kind of fuel accelerant do I put down on it. You don't put anything on it. The grass will burn by itself. It's real easy to catch fire. I mean, really easy. But when your grass is super low, anything under 1 inch, I don't recommend you burn it. You at that height that you should be at. So don't burn that off all the way down to the white meat and eventually open the yard up for disease or weed seeds or something like that. Burning down 3, 4 tall inch, 3, 4, 5, 6, I mean, 10 inch Bermuda grass, that's a different beast in itself. But that's something you don't really hear me talk about a lot because it can get away from me. And ever since they had those Palisade fires, I stopped, guys. I stopped. I'm just being real because people get shocked when they see you burning. But it is a thing that's going to give you a healthy soil. Generally, when you burn your Bermuda grass out, you don't have to fertilize as much. Remember that also. All right. Big shout out to Outcast here for the $2 super chat right here. He says, let's see. Oh yeah, shout out to Kobe at Moore Minerals in Tucker. I went there once before. That's where I actually got my 21-inch Toro gas commercial with the Honda engine on it with the clutch drive, which means when I let the drive go, the engine will keep running, so I won't have to keep pulling the string. Great mower. I still have it. I haven't used it as much lately, like for the last year and a half, because I actually switched over to battery Crest 21-inch lawnmower. But yeah, I've been out there. That's in Tucker, Georgia. Go check them out. Tell them BYD sent you when you get there. All right, guys. If you got any more questions, go ahead and put them down here in the comments. And remember, the super chat is basically a tip. It helps this channel survive. We give you great information. I give you this. I say it like this: if I've helped any of you over the years, providing us a super chat is not going to hurt your pocket, guys. I'll give you an example. Another example. For me to come to your home and do a one-on-one consultation, I charge $120 an hour. Now, I'm not going to be out there for 5 hours. Normally, it lasts an hour. So, but $120 an hour for a visit, depending on where you stay, could be more. Guys, you get all the best information you're ever going to get. Information I don't disclose on YouTube or Instagram. It's just like you asking Michael Jordan to come to your house and teach you how to play basketball. That's what I do right there. But that's why I mention that because the super chats are not that expensive, guys. It helps drive this channel and makes me want to come and keep giving you information right there, guys. If you're new to the live stream, please hit and hold the like button. If you haven't subscribed, there should be a button down there somewhere for you to hit it right there. We got Moondoggy in the house, 1941, saying hello from California. Listen, we only mentioned two things so far. We mentioned the lawnmower. We mentioned the what else we mentioned? The pre-emergent. Here's the third thing that I recommend that you get. You guys, you need to get this stuff in advance. Stop waiting for spring to get here. Spring actually started in fall, but I'm telling you to get your stuff now because some of this stuff is still on sale. As the minute March hits here, the price is going to go up anywhere from 3 to 5 or maybe $10, depending on the product that you're looking for. The next one is Yard Mastery Fertilizer, guys. If you haven't got onto the Yard Mastery Fertilizer program, you need to get on it. And I put up one down here. It should be in the main picture, but this right here, that's Yard Mastery 1776, guys. If you don't know, 1776, you see it right there. 1776, that's actually Independence Day. But you get 17% nitrogen, 7% phosphorus, 6% potash or potassium right there, guys. That's be a great one to really get your grass jumping. I don't really recommend you going super high in nitrogen when it starts to grow because it's going to give you surge growth and that's going to grow too fast. The other thing too is when you hold on for just a second here. This thing, I don't know why it's doing this. I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna put this down here, and I want you guys to answer this. All right, what about now? Can you hear me now? All right, can you hear me now? Let me know. Can anybody hear me now? Whoo, Lord have mercy, boy. I thought I was gonna lose my 5 people watching. Oh my God. Woo! All right, we left off at yard mastery fertilizers, guys. I'm not gonna switch pictures because something might go wrong again. But the yard mastery fertilizer is going to be the best fertilizer for your yard. It's Let's Go is top notch, but this one is a tad bit above it. All right. But here's the difference. Let's Go lasts a tad bit longer, but doesn't give you all the stuff you need. Um, what's my yes? They are dropping like flies. What's dropping like flies? Put me down there. But at the same time, the Yard Master fertilizer is going to give you all these extra bonuses and stuff like that. So that's one of the reasons why I recommend the Yard Mastery fertilizer. Now, the last thing is a weed kill for lawn formula, guys. You don't go and spray um dormant Bermuda grass with just any kind of weed kill for lawn. Here's the one that I recommend. The Spectracide 470 is the best one that you can walk in the store and get, and it only costs about. It used to cost about $8. I think it's about $10 now. All right, Spectracide 470 bottle only covers up to 4,000 square feet. So if you got a yard infested with weeds right now and you go out there and you spray it, it's not going to kill every weed in your yard immediately. The outside temps need to be at least 50 and above. The bottle says 45, I say 50. If you're spraying it on ice cold grass and it's 50, excuse me, it's 30 degrees outside, that formula is not going to work. If you're spraying it on 45 degrees or higher, it's going to work, but it's going to work very slow. I always recommend you still treat weeds when you see them because you do not want to be dealing with weeds come late spring. All right. See, oh yeah, I did. I said, oh yeah, drop it like flies. Yeah, they when listen, when people don't hear you or they don't like what you're saying, they'll click off. Guys, if you're new to this live stream, please hit and hold that like button. Don't walk away without hitting and holding that like button. I need to see some hearts or some happy faces or some flames skeeting up the side of the page here. That way the algorithm will know that you are watching this channel and it'll send more people to it. The more times you click it, the better it's going to be. As a matter of fact, I got 20 something people in the live, 29 people in the live stream. I need 29 people right now to hit that like button as many times as they can for the next 5 to 10 seconds. That's going to boost the algorithm and get some more people over here viewing. All right, let's see here. Outcast, what are your thoughts on using image on dormant Bermuda grass to kill poor? I love that idea. I just did a video on it. Matter of fact, did 2 videos on it. I think it's in my shorts though. But you need to treat it now and not later. Here's the bad thing about the image, not image, the poor. Poor will grow in stages. You could be spraying the crap out of it and you'll start to see it yellow and die off, but you'll have another surge that will come up out the ground later on. Paul is going to be controlled the best when you put pre-emergent down in guys, September or October. Um, and then you're gonna hit it again with your another application come February. Then we're gonna do a mid-April application. But when Paul gets to growing, it's growing. Image herbicide does work. Image came out with a new bottle that's like got I think it's like a green. It's not that white bottle looking. It's like a greenish color on it, and it doesn't have pour listed on the front, but it is listed on the back. Now, here's the deal with that, guys. I want you to listen. Matter of fact, I'm gonna add a link to that later on about the pour. Don't wait until you start seeing pour, then you run it in the store trying to get it. You got to get that stuff now. This is one of the issues people have because they wait till the last minute and they run in the store and they start trying to buy the stuff and it's already gone, guys. So don't wait to the last minute to do that. Charles, let's see, Williams, 1143 got a question here. Is it cool to cut my grass down to half an inch next month before I put down 007? I wouldn't necessarily say cut it down to half an inch. I would say mow it down to 1 inch. Make sure you bag all the clippings. When you bag all the clippings, you'll take that extra debris off the yard. Therefore, when you put your pre-emergent down, it won't it will reach the soil faster with lower grass. But half an inch, I wouldn't really get into that until that grass actually starts growing. Um, if you've already done it, just note that you may have a slight delay in green up if we have an extra frost coming. All right, you don't get pulled when you pick them up at the airport. You get pulled when you're on the airplane. Okay. All right, guys. If you got any other questions, please hit and hold that like button. And put your questions in the comment. I want to make sure I get your questions answered. You should not leave this live stream without asking a question. I say this constantly. There are no dumb questions. All right. The question only becomes dumb when you don't ask the question and you remain dumb. So if you got a question about your yard or anything like that, guys, go ahead and put it in the comments. I'm gonna go over these 4 things again real quick. I don't know if I can get out the way. That picture really doesn't show, but lawnmower, pre-emergent, fertilizer, and weed kill for lawn. You need to get that stuff right now and don't wait till the last minute. Big shout out to BYD Jr. I'll let him know. A closed mouth never gets fed. That is correct. All right. Still looking for questions down here. And guys, like I said, I did get a super chat for one person. I don't know if you see it up there, guys. The super chat is like a tip. If I've ever helped you answer all your questions, the super chat helps this channel grow. All right. If you don't want to do the super chat, you always can scan the Cash App. If you can't scan that, that Cash App is $ Bowman's Yard Decor. BOWMANSYARDDECOR. We take it over there also right there. All right, let's see here. Checking to see if we got any more questions here. We got 46 people in the live stream, 28 likes. That's a good thing. Guys, with 28 people being in the live stream, there has to be some questions that you need answered. Like I said, you're not going to learn anything when you come into a live stream and you have this is the moment that you should be asking those questions. For those of you who follow me on Instagram, on my paid IG format, I got another super chat here from Outcast. I appreciate that. Thoughts on the 3 applications of liquid pre-emergent and 1 granular. Granular application should be during the winter before you scap it, right? You can do this is from Outcast right here. I really do appreciate that. Trying to hit that like button. You could put down a pre-emergent in granular form most of the times. Let me explain this between the liquid and the granular. For the average homeowner, I always prefer the granular. Easy to apply, just water it in after you apply it. The liquid is a tad bit trickier. The liquid is the one that I always say your yard has to be at its lowest point, 1 inch at the most, for the liquid to actually get down into the soil. Because once you apply liquid, you got to water it in that first day, then you got to come back the next day and hit it again with some more water. Liquid, generally, they tell you you can use it, it can last up to 14 days before you actually water it in. I disagree with that. If you put liquid in, you need to water that stuff in ASAP. All right. Don't wait till the last minute. Get the water in. So you could do 3 applications or however you want to do it. But you got to look at the rate that you're using. Prodiamine technically can only be applied 0.83 of an ounce per year on your yard. So like Yard Master has the 0.38 formula. That's why you can do it 2 years. Excuse me, 2 times, actually 3 times. So depending on the rate that you're using, I don't want you out there over applying pre-emergent because it can stunt the growth of your Bermuda grass. Now, it's not going to stop that Bermuda grass from growing. I'm here to tell you, I don't care. You could set it on fire. You could pour gasoline on it. Gasoline, yeah, it's going to be bad in that spot, but it's going to grow. All right. So I hope that answered your question, Outcast. Appreciate the super chat there. We got another question. I'm looking for a post emergent that has the thiopyr, not prodiamine in it. All right. Listen, for the big box store, that doesn't exist. The only one that you can buy in the big box store that has a pre-emergent liquid in it is the Bio Advanced Season Long Control. That has the weed kill formula and it has a liquid pre-emergent in it called Exoxygen. All right, that's not going to be the best protection for your yard if you constantly are getting weeds. Once you put that stuff down, the Bio Advanced Season Long 6 months control, you must wait 2 or 3 days and let the top part do what it's going to do to the weeds. Then you have to water it in thoroughly to wash the rest of that stuff down into the soil so the pre-emergent will get into the soil. When that pre-emergent goes in, depending on what kind of soil you got clay soil, it's not going to go that deep. You got sandy soil, it may go an inch or two, maybe even 3 inches. I don't really know. There's nothing you can stick in the ground that's going to say how far that pre-emergent went down into the ground. That's why you have to stay on a pre-emergent program. Now, can you buy prodiamine liquid form? Yeah, you can. They even had the dithiopyr. I don't know if it's in total liquid. I think it's in a granular form that you had to add the water to, mix it up, then it becomes a liquid, and you can spray it. But if you guys have noticed, from what I've been told, they're going to stop making that dithiopyr formula. Having said that, that's why I tell you guys run out and get that Sunnyland if you're going to get it, because that's the formula it has in it. I'm pretty sure they're going to change it. Now, when you buy the Sunnyland pre-emergent, it's like a white grayish color. When you buy the what's the other one from Scott's Holtz? I think that's white. When you get the prodiamine formulas for the Yard Mastery and Home Depot, that stuff is going to be yellow. Even the pendimethalin is going to have the yellow. All right. Hopefully that answers the question. I know I dragged on about it. I just used 007 a couple of days ago. Should I apply it again in March or go with weed and feed? All right, that's a loaded question. I don't know when was the last time you put down pre-emergent before you did it yesterday. Yesterday may have been actually too late. If you did apply it, I wouldn't too much worry about it. I don't know what formula you applied. I don't know how long they say it's going to last, but let's just assume 3 months or 4 months. So if you put it down in what's this, January, you got February, March. See, you see what I'm saying? How close those applications are? Because generally, when you put down the February application, it's just going to be when you put down the February application, then you come back in April, that's just going to be carryover protection. If you only put pre-emergent down in April, it ain't gonna stop nothing. You're gonna be one of those ones say I applied some pre-emergent and on April 15th, and I still got weeds because they have already germinated. So if you applied it now, February, March, mid March, late March, that's when I say well could be or should be your next application of that pre-emergent. All right, if that makes any sense. All right, if you're new to the live stream, guys, please hit and hold that like button. Stop holding back on the questions. What is the problem? Why aren't you asking me questions? I am here to answer your questions. I have one mission, and that's to get you the best yard that you ever had. But you're not going to get it because I can't magically read your brain and answer the questions that you won't ask. All right. Now, if you're new to the live stream, hit and hold that like button. Don't forget about the super chat. That's a thank you. Try to cash app if you want to do that. I was going to tell you something about the people who follow me on my paid Instagram, but let me get this last question in. Oh Lord. Guys, do me a favor. Don't go into the live stream or the chat playing with these questions. What we putting down now? Right now, you shouldn't be putting anything down if you've already applied your pre-emergent. You need to let that yard rest. Your yard is dormant, Bermuda grass. Your yard is dormant and it needs to rest. One thing that's wrong with people when they're doing this, they keep applying, slamming stuff because they're watching 15 um influencers and they're trying to do everything that the influencers are telling them. You got to pick a plan and use it. It's like you on a basketball team. Everybody can't be the coach. When you buy into what that coach is telling you and you start to see the progress and the wins, that's what you stick with. So I do have a plan, but I don't want you slamming stuff down there because you just feel like, oh, I watched this guy and he said do this. I watched that guy and he said he do this and that. Or if you got certain issues with the yard, those are the questions you need to be asking. All right. So right now I wouldn't be putting down anything if you've already applied pre-emergent in November. I do have a question here. When do I start applying growth control? Generally that's around May, somewhere June, before they actually start to hatch. You don't want the grubs to hatch underground and then you start applying. You want to try to prevent them from getting any bigger or hatching and turning into monsters and eating up all your grass. So generally around that time, if you have a growth issue, guys, once you buy the product, make sure you look on the bag and see what application dates that they say. And the reason I'm telling you this is if you go in the store and you see a bag that says it kills grubs, if it's not specifically made for grubs, That is not going to kill grubs out of your yard. I want you to start reading those little stars and stuff you see on the back of the bag on certain applications and this and that. Those stars will specifically tell you that that's for a flower bed or a garden bed. That's not for your lawn. Even though they're selling it as a lawn product, it can be used in your flower beds and your garden beds. Some of them. So that grub control that's in the regular bag does not is not going to kill the worms that you're thinking about. You need to get the one that specifically says it's for grubs. It literally only has grub control on it. It doesn't have grub and ants and crane fly control and nothing like that. So you got to keep that in mind when you're out there right there. So let me see here. When would you recommend doing dethatching in February? I don't recommend you dethatch any lawn at all, and here's why. If you cut your yard like you're supposed to, and you keep it maintained at a certain height, if you always had a dethatch problem, you need to always start bagging up your yard. And that could be because the grass is not breaking down fast enough. You're cutting it too, letting it get too tall, and you're taking too much, and that's too much off, and that stuff won't break down. When you dethatch your yard, you tear up the stolons that's running across. You're ripping up soil. You're inviting more weeds into your yard. You're opening up too much. Later on, when you get all kinds of rain, you're gonna get what they call wash lines. That's where all that thatch debris builds up wherever the water is going, and it's gonna be in certain spots. You're gonna have to get that up. It's too cold to dethatch your yard right now. You need to wait till the yard warms up if you want to do it. But at the same time, you you need to learn how to set those blades on it so it won't go all the way into the ground and it's tearing up the ground at the same time. I personally like core aeration, where you take the machine and pull the plugs out the ground, opens it up, and lets more water and nutrients stuff and airflow get into the soil. I also recommend you put down what they call application of middle organite. Now go back to what I was saying, that Yard Master Bag has a thing in it called BioNite that's similar to that, that can help the microbes wake them up once the soil temps come up, and it can help break down that loose soil or that thatch per se. If you have worms in your yard, that's a great thing. What they're doing now is breaking down that thatch and taking it back in the ground, reconditioning your soil. Dethatching is not the best solution to this answer. I know to your answers. I know people will always keep saying it, dethatch, but you're going to get the SHIT worked out of you once you do it, because you're going to have all the extra debris. You don't dethatch and just escape the work. You dethatch, you're going to have to keep bagging. You're going to have to keep blowing extra. You're going to have to keep raking to get all the extra debris up. When you keep raking, you keep breaking all the stolons. You slow your growth down on your Bermuda grass. Yes, your grass is going to look nice and it's going to fill in, but that 2 to 3 weeks you're losing from dethatching, if you do it the right way, you won't have to worry about that. All right. California says we're at 70 degrees right now. Our temperatures were like 70 something last week. They dropped to 30, 40, and then they're going back up to 50, 60. It's crazy. How do you kill Johnson grass? Johnson grass, you're going to have to look that up, guys, because the best way that I know of is you using a grass and weed killer on the off season and spraying that Johnson grass. You got to make sure it's actually Johnson grass, because you might be getting it confused with another type of grass. Johnson grass just does not go away. Johnson grass is just as bad as Dallas grass if you're trying to get rid of it. So the seeds that fall off the Johnson grass, yeah, they'll come back and it'll keep growing. The Johnson grass plant never goes away. It may go dormant. It may disappear, but that grass is coming back. So now you're fighting the grass and you're fighting the seeds that are dropped. Got to get on a pre-emergent program that's going to reduce the amount it's going to reduce the amount of Johnson grass in your yard, and you're going to have to start treating that Johnson grass periodically with a grass and weed killer, spot spraying them if you can. Best to do it before you get a total green up. Um or like if you got it right now, you should be treating it, but don't wait. And you're not going to spray it one time and Johnson grass just disappears. Doesn't work like that. You're gonna have to treat it 2, 3 times. I'm giving you options of stuff that is at the big box store. Grass and weed killer could be Bio Advanced grass and weed killer, Roundup grass and weed killer, stuff like that. All right. If you have small patches of it, I just suggest you buy the little bottle that you can go and kind of individually treat them and keep an eye on them. I don't suggest you pull that grass out. Guess why? You break the roots and it still keep coming back. So you got to spray it with a grass and weed killer that's going to get down into the go down into the root of that plant, and it's going to help knock it off. Now, if you do cut your yard and you got Johnson grass, guys, you're just going to keep continuously bagging your yard. You're going to have to go ahead and just deal with it in that sense. All right. Hopefully that answered your question, guys. If you're new to the live stream, please hit and hold that like button. 55 people in live stream, 42 likes, $7 super chat, guys. If you don't know what the super chat is, I explained it earlier. It's just a tip for me helping you out, guys. If I've ever helped you or gave you information that you are not getting from the other guys, that's what that's for. It's like going to a restaurant. I explained this the other day. You get great service. They've been attentive to you. They kept your water, your Kool-Aid, your iced tea, your alcohol filled up. They took care of you in every way and form. But at the end of the service, you walk out and you don't leave a tip. That actually hurts. I'm just gonna be real with you. All right, we got another question here. I have a let me see. I have a thin spot in my lawn on both sides of my house. When the growing season starts, what should I do to fill it in? If you got any type of shade in that area, it's gonna always be thin. If you got a super slope surface, and not enough sunlight getting in there, it's gonna always be thin. There's no magic trick to making thin grass grow like it's supposed to when you got the right conditions. Now, if you have the right conditions, you get plenty of sunlight and it's still not growing, you got to try to figure out why it's not growing. What's causing this to thin? Is it water puddling on both sides of your house? If water is puddling on both sides of your house and it gets muddy, that grass is always going to have an issue. It's not going to grow like it's supposed to. So your mission right now, Jisoo, is to figure out why is that not growing? Why is it always thin? All right. So there's no magic trick to it. I'm not going to say, oh, spray high nitrogen and it'll grow. No, if it's something causing it, shade, too much moisture, not enough sunlight reaching that area, you're going to always have issues with those areas. All right. Let's see here. We got another question here from, is this Uncommon Woman 100? Glad you made it to the live stream. I'm ready to blacktop my backyard. My dogs have ruined it. Oh, listen. I'm gonna tell you this. If you have pets in your yard, I get asked this question: what can I do to keep that spot from thinning out or whatever? Nothing. If you got dogs running back and forth to it, you already know that it's gonna get worn out. There's no fix for that except to get rid of the dogs. I hate to say it. If you keep those dogs, it is never going to fix itself. You're gonna have to accept that because you are a dog lover, and I'm pretty sure you choose. I would choose my pet over my. No, I wouldn't. I would get rid of my pet. But most people want to choose the pet over the dog. It is what it is. We got another super chat down here from Charles Williams. I do appreciate that, guys. Like I said, if you don't know what the super chat is, it's not me begging for money. Yes, it is, but it's not me begging for money in that sense. It's just merely a tip, guys. Who else is giving you live streams on a weekly, two, three a week? And I'm trying to get you ready for the spring. I want everybody on here to have the best yard that they ever had. Guys, you need to ask questions if you want to get there. Two ways to appreciate this, guys. You got the super chat and you got the cash app right there. If you don't know what the cash app is and you can't scan that, guys, it's dollar sign Bowman's Yard Decor. That's it. Dollar sign Bowman's BOWMANS Yard YARD Decor DECOR. Put that together and you can send it that way right there, guys. Hopefully that answered your question, Charles. If you had one, I hope I answered. Let me see. I have too much moisture. What could I do to fix it? That's from Jisoo. I don't know. I don't know what your property looks like, but You can do some lawn leveling. You can do French drains in that area. French drains will take that water away from that area. French drains cost money though. You're not going to get a French drain for $200-300. Now you can try to fix it yourself and make your own French drain. Look that up on YouTube, how to make a French drain. But it's not as easy as everybody's trying to make it seem to be. So you're gonna have to put some work in. That's the only thing. I'm not gonna go and tell you you can throw all these chemicals down and you can put down this formula and it's going to help absorb the water. It's not. Sometimes you just get that particular house that has these issues because nobody was thinking about that when they built the house. They were just trying to build a house and sell it. All right. BYD, do you buy? I don't know what that is. ME.A coffee. I don't drink coffee at all. I do drink water though. Let's drink to that. All right, guys, we're checking to see if we got any more questions here, guys, because I'm gonna make sure you get that best yard that you ever had. If you got any more questions, guys, please put it down in the comments. When do you core aerate your yard? That's a good question. That's from Inslee 1512. The best time to core, lean closer. I'm finna give you some information because you've been misinformed for years. The best time to core aerate your yard is when it's about 60% green. Do not core aerate a dormant Bermuda lawn and go out there and throw stuff down in it thinking that it's going to sit there and wait for your yard to turn green. Do not think that you can force your Bermuda grass to turn greener if you fertilize it faster or early. It doesn't work like that. The core aeration during the spring or mid spring when your grass is about 60% green, it's going to allow more water and the nutrients from the fertilizer that you're going to put down probably at the same time penetrate the soil and get deeper into the soil, which could make your roots actually go deeper in the soil um, to get more water into them. Now, an issue with core aerating is people get this mixed up with you going out there with that little one that you stomp on and pour the little plugs out. No, no, no. Core aeration is the one that goes in there about 2-3 inches and pull out long plugs of dirt like that. Now, once and another time to core aerate would be right before you know a drought is about to come. Because if it rains during that drought, you're going to get more water and air into the soil, and that's going to help the grass become a little bit more or a tad bit what they call it drought resistant. All right. That was a good question right there. Let's see if we got any more questions here. Uh, guys, I'm looking for questions. We got 57 people in the live stream that are not asking questions. We got 47 likes. Should have a little bit more than that. Um, all right. I don't know what this controversy is. Somebody said somebody called them something, but don't let that stuff hit the live stream right there. I will be forced to report you and remove you from this channel if that keeps going. All right. So Jerry show statement. If that happened, if I were you, I would block the person who called you that. Yep. Somebody said he's a troll. Block him. Listen, guys. When we do these live streams, I'm just gonna be real with you. Live streams are not for racial slurs. This is a safe place. It's not for people to hate each other. It's not for kids to come on here playing. If you got beef with somebody else, don't bring it into the live stream. You shouldn't be talking like that anyway. I'm here to help. I'm not here to referee stuff like that. I hate when people do that because it kind of, I'm not gonna say ruin the mood, but just to hear people talk like that, that's insane in 2026. We have to outgrow that stuff right there. I was watching Angry Man the other night, and somebody said they was dogging him in his own live stream, and he went crazy. He was cussing and calling folks this and that. And I don't blame him. You don't come into somebody's live stream playing those types of games. It's just I don't like it. Now I'm getting a lot of stuff here, messages being held for review, and now I got to go ahead and start um blocking people off the channel, guys. Give me just a second. Stay with me. I need to fix this issue right here. Um, because I don't like stuff like that, man. All right, guys. If you got any more questions, hit me in the comments right here. We'll figure that stuff out. Normally, that's why people have commentators. When they not commentators, I forget the people who watch the video, and they actually eliminate people like that out of the live stream. All right. So we did get a couple of super chats here, guys. I do appreciate that, guys. Like I said, if you don't know what the super chat is, it's simply a tip for me helping you out. If you got any questions, guys, now is the time to go ahead and put them down in the comments. I'm just checking to see if we got any more down here. Hold on for a second here. All right. Oh my God. All right, guys. Anybody else got any questions here? I hate when and see when stuff like that happens, I have to slow down. I have to try to figure out who's talking about who, who's using these derogatory words towards each other and get rid of them. Sometimes I get rid of the good people because I just don't have time for it. All right, guys. So the four things we'll go back to it was the lawnmower. Um, let's see, the lawnmower, the pre-emergent, the fertilizer, and the weed kill for lawn. Those are just the four things I suggest you start with. All right. I think I got rid of Larry Homestead, if I'm not mistaken. All right. He's out of here. He's out of here, and I'm gonna block anybody else that keeps carrying on like that, because I just don't have time for it. All right. So guys, let's go ahead and ask some questions. We got 53 people live stream, 53 likes. That's nice. We got the super chat available. If I've been helping you guys, make sure you can always tip me. I know I keep bringing it up and you get tired of hearing it, but it is what it is. Then we also have the cash app if you want to send anything over there also. So once we get that lawnmower, guys, I get asked this question too. Do I need to sharpen the blades on it? No, the blades are already sharpened, guys. Don't fall for that. You got the lawnmower and you say, oh, these blades are dull. No, nobody sells a brand new lawnmower with dull blades on it. A lot of times it has a coating on that blade. When you start using it, it's going to cut the grass. All right. Sometimes you can buy them straight up, like an alternate blade or an off-market blade, and those blades are sharp. They just have a coating on it. Sometimes you can buy them and they are absolutely sharp to the touch. But a lot of times they get away from that because they don't want people cutting themselves when they're in the store buying stuff, or their kids are with them and they actually reach up there and touch a lawnmower and cut their fingers and stuff like that, guys. That stuff is dangerous. When is the next round of 007? My next round of 007 is actually going to be February the 15th. All right, after February the 15th, and that's going to be my my Sunnyland pier or the Yard Mastery pier. Then my next application after February is going to be April 15th, which is going to be, I want to say, my Yard Mastery Pro Diamond. All right. If you get weeds in between all this, guys, you're still going to need to use a post-emergent treatment like the Spectracide 470, or if you're more advanced, the Certainty, or what's the other one, guys? Negate 37WG or something like that to go ahead and knock them out. Those are the more affordable ones. So that's going to help you right there. Let's see here. When should you start applying Yard Mastery 16 double O double dark? I would actually apply it when the grass is about 60 to 70% green. You can go ahead and put it down then. It's gonna help green it up a deeper green than most because it carries more of the chelated iron in it. I think 6%. Generally, a bag of the regular fertilizer cover has only 3% of the chelated iron. This has 6%, so it's going to green it up a little bit faster. Now, let me step away. Once you put this stuff down, guys, let me tell you the correct way to apply fertilizer. Yard mastery, they say yard. Somebody put down here. When should I put it in? Yard mastery is out of stock. I would stay on them and keep checking until they get it. Because right now, I think that stuff is on sale for like $5 cheaper than what it's going to be. Give you example: 15-pound bag costs $69. Normally, it's going to be 74.99. So now's a good time to get it. But um, stay on them, and they should have it back in stock shortly because they know a lot of people are buying it. Guys, I will tell you this: when I do these live streams, they tend to sell out pretty fast. That's why I keep telling you guys to buy it now. Don't wait until here we go March or April and you're trying to get that stuff. But BYD, what NPK should I use from first fertilizer season? Yard Mastery 1776 or Yard Mastery 1600? The reason I'm recommending them, I don't recommend you start with the 2406 right off the rip because that's going to be a rush of nitrogen on your yard. You need to let that grass kind of start taking grow a little bit slower from the start and keep it mowed constantly once or twice a week, and you're going to get a better yard. I'm on the thing now where I'm not trying to get surge growth. I don't want grass to grow so freaking fast that I can't keep up with the pace of the cut, if that makes sense. I have a 200 square foot TIF turf yard. Which electric rotary mower would I recommend? 200 square feet is really not a lot of yard. They do have some lawnmowers that trying to think. I know Ryobi has one that's a 20 volt that might work on such a small yard. So that's kind of what you're gonna be looking at. 20 volt, maybe a 40 volt. But you have a small yard. Cabot actually made a lawnmower that was a 20-inch lawnmower that was pretty decent, but it had a whining noise to it. I didn't like how it sounded all the time, even though it worked perfectly. It's just I didn't like the way it was making that noise. So you're either gonna have to go with the Toro battery or gas or the Ryobi at Home Depot. If you don't mow your yard often, I know people don't like battery lawnmowers, but that's going to be a good thing because the battery lawnmower can sit up a whole lot longer than a gas lawnmower and still run perfectly. Gas lawnmowers, you got to keep them moving, guys. You can't just cut your yard once every 5 weeks and think that that's going to work. Somebody put down there just use some scissors. All right, I'm checking to see if we got any questions. Now, here's one last thing. The people that follow me on my paid Instagram, you can follow me on IG at Bermuda Grass Central, same name, channel name, and all, and join my paid subscription. I am having a pop up that I'm going to do at a local Home Depot or Lowe's. All right, so 1 day pop up. What we do is we're going to meet up. We're going to go in the store. I'm going to show you everything that you need for your personal lawn. I'm only offering this to the people on my paid subscription because I don't want 40, 50, 60 people at Home Depot. I'll get ran out because it's going to be unsanctioned. It's just going to be us going in there and I'm going to explain some things like we actually shopping or whatever. After we leave there, if I have enough people to actually do this, we're going to head out to Golden Corral and get us a table, and we're gonna have another Q&A where I'm gonna answer a lot more questions at that table. Generally, all this should take about 2 or 3 hours, an hour in the store. Then we're gonna ride out to the a slot bucket is what I call it, but a Golden Corral. You paying for your own food now. Don't think BYD ain't paying for you. You paying for your own food, and we're gonna answer some more questions. Now, this is similar to what I do when I come out to people for the one-on-one consultations that start at $120, but I give you all that great information. A lot of people say that's just too much, but guys, I've seen people spend over $1,000 on lawn chemicals trying to get that great yard, but they don't want to pay for the information that's going to make them have a better yard. They just want to buy stuff. All right, stop just buying stuff and get with the program, guys. My channel, I'm taking it to the next level. You'll see a whole lot more live streams coming up here shortly. But after you get off tonight, go and check my live streams. I think I did 5 or 6 of them so far. I'm pretty sure it's going to be something in there that's going to help you get a great lawn. But I'm the guy that's going to help you get there. I'm the only guy that can help you get there. Everybody else is not the guy, guys. They don't go in as deep as I'm do. I'm like you. I'm an average homeowner. Yes, I do have a lawn care business, but I want to make sure everybody has a great yard that follows my channel. And if you're not following, it should be a subscription button down there. I don't know what the holdup is, guys. Why do people consistently not want to get great information from people giving great information? Why do you want to keep struggling? Why do you not want the best yard? And I can get you there and I can tell you everything you need, the best products, when to cut your grass, the best timing, how often you should water, all of that stuff. All right. So if you got any questions, guys, let's do this. Put them down in the comments because we're getting down to the nitty gritty here. Let's see here. Yeah, the meetup is it's gonna be awesome. Listen, I'm gonna have that meetup. I don't care if I got one person or if I got 20 people. Doesn't matter. I'm still having a meetup. Somebody is going to learn how to get a great yard that day, February the 7th. But you got to go to my Instagram and join the paid subscription. Even if you join the paid subscription just for this 1 month, it's $9.99 just for 1 month. That's a whole lot cheaper than you spending $120 to have me come out to your house. And actually, you're gonna get me for about 2 hours. All right. So check that out there, guys. Go to my um paid Instagram on Instagram. It's Bermuda Grass Central, and just click on the paid part down there. Where it says subscribe, it may say follow first, then subscribe. I think that's how it goes. All right, guys. If we got any more questions, guys, please put them in the comments. All right, let's see here. Hold on. All right, we got a question here from TVMO68. Says BYD wouldn't be a great time to cut around, time to cut the knuckles on my crepe myrtle. Generally, they say in February. I'm just gonna be real with you. I've already done mine. But February, long as it's still kind of cool, you can go in and get that done before we start getting green up. What your crepe myrtle is going to green up, a blossom, a bloom differently than other people. Sometime mine, I always get late blooms. I don't know if it's the variety or where it's sitting. But then mine, I get the flowers to stay longer on mine, and mine are the last to go dormant per se. All right, too much fun in Georgia, no fun in California. California has some of the strictest rules for us. This Proposition 69, where everything is going to cause cancer. You can look at somebody too long and catch cancer, and they'll run you out of California. I don't know what's going on there. Some people tell me you can get some of these products in the store. Some people tell me you can't get them in the store. So I'm not absolutely sure, but yeah, you're right about that, California. I followed you 96% weed free and it works. Just letting you know. Appreciate that. That's from Dwayne Ruffin. Dwayne Ruffin. All right. What about Florida? I don't. What about Florida? What's the question? All right. I'm just running through this. I want to make sure I try to get everybody here. A lot of people say they reported that guy who got in and blocked Larry. I got rid of him. Um, let's see here. There's a lot of people saying block Larry. Larry was a menace to society, boy. All right, guys, it's gonna be last chance, guys. If you want to give me a tip, go ahead and hit me right now with the super chat. Like I said, I've been with you for about an hour, a little bit, hour, 10 minutes, giving you all this great information, and I'm going to continue to give you all this great information. I want everybody in the world to have a great lawn. There should be a great lawn, just makes you feel good when you get home and you got a perfect yard, little robot mower running back and forth, or your kids out there cutting the grass. There is a way to get that great lawn, and it starts here, guys. So if you haven't subscribed, go ahead, hit the subscription button, shoot me a super chat, help me out. Is that including of the $120 to come to the house in Florida? No, I'm not coming to Florida, guys, for that. Now we'll be in Florida come later because I think I'm going to do a couple of videos with the lawn care nut down there. I'm not sure when. I'm shooting for around by April, somewhere around there, because I want to do it while the growing season is hot. All right. Now, if you do want to do a consultation, I do what they call it, viral, whatever, over the phone, FaceTime. We can do it that way. Also, that's $120. You just got to contact me in my inbox or hit me in the comments and I'll tell you how to get in touch with me. I don't like to put my information out here like that because once that email hits it, all the bots grab that email and they just start sending me all kinds of felonious stuff. Uh, Unfortunately, you're gonna have to open up a Instagram account to join that particular meetup that we're gonna have here soon. I don't want to open it up to everybody because it just becomes an issue. Tried that once before and it was a cluster F. There's really not any other way but to go to Instagram, open up an account, subscribe to my channel over there, and then get included in that because all the information is going to be released to those people in that. Now, one day I am going to have a different pop up, but when you have pop ups like that, guys, it becomes a legal issue also because you just don't want anybody coming to the pop up and because they'll cause problems. But that's what that is right there also. Let's see. So I'm thinking about getting a Crest robot mower for the 14,000 square feet. I can't keep up with twice a week. If you get that Crest, I gotta drink on that. My Crest robot mower runs 5 to 7 days a week. You can run it whenever you want to at night. If you don't want nobody to see it, you can run it in the middle of the day because you want to flex and let your neighbors see that high quality lawnmower you got out there. You could do it anytime, but when you're doing maintenance mowing, that's what that robot mower is. The robot mower is not made for you to go out there and take I'm sorry guys, 5 inch Bermuda grass down to 3 or 2 inches. It's meant to consistently keep mowing that grass so you can have a great looking yard. All right. All right, guys. This has been a real one here. Big shout out to all the people who decided to help BYD out and give him a super chat. Big shout out to the people who hit me on the Cash App. That's looking pretty good also. Um, just stay tuned, guys, because I'm gonna keep this thing going. I will get you that great lawn. Now, if you got any questions after the live stream, you can always put them in the regular comments, and I will answer those questions. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's Bermuda Grass Central on Instagram also. All right, you're tuned into Bermuda Grass Central with BYD. This is my